It's Jen Hale, NFL and NBA sideline reporter, and tonight you are watching Bay Area Sports Wrap.
Some years you know more than others, kind of the identity of your team and what they'll have to do to be successful. I guess heading into this season, do you have a great feel of what it is that you guys really need to hang your hat on to be successful and get back to the places? And if so, what is that?
Yeah, it's depth, it's strength in numbers, it's being feisty defensively, multiple effort team, and we got to push the ball. If we can improve in transition in both directions, as we were talking about earlier, we've got 14 guys. All 14 guys can play. I think this team will be able to withstand injuries well based on that depth. Honestly, the key is establishing ourselves at the defensive end early in the season and then play off of that, and that's what we've been working on.
Hey, Steve. I wore this jacket for you, by the way.
I'm sorry?
I wore this jacket for you, by the way.
Oh, yeah, go Dodgers. Oh, wait, did I say that in the Bay Area? Shit. Sorry.
Anyway, given the depth that you mentioned, how's the role going to be for Steph this year? I mean, obviously he's going to be playing, majority of minutes again. Do you kind of pencil out him to be like a 30 to 35-minute guy a night?
I don't want 35. I want, 32. We'll pencil him in for 32, and there's for sure going to be games where he plays more. But I do think this team is well suited to give him some rest and try to keep him around that 32 mark.
Steve, have you settled on Andrew at the 2?
Maybe. Not willing to provide my starting lineup at this point.
Well, how has he made his case then? I should ask that.
I think he's done well. He's only had the 2 games, but his conditioning is looking better and better every day. His rhythm, and I trust Wiggs. I mean, it's been a tough last year and a half for him for a number of reasons, but this is a guy who has won a championship and played an enormous role in that championship, and been a 20-point scorer in the league. So we know what Wiggs can do, and I think we're going to get a really good version of him this year.
Do you sense a renewed sense of focus and engagement with him now?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. I think he feels it. He worked really hard in the off season. I think, there's a little bit of closure, with his dad's passing, and as difficult as everything has been over the last couple of years in that regard. I just think that when you lose someone, there's it's especially after a struggle. I think there's a little bit of a feeling of relief because that person isn't struggling anymore, and that alone, I think, allows a person to free himself up, and I can speak to that from experience, and it's just I think that's a factor. I know Wiggs is a very private guy and purposely does not really want to open up about this, but I feel comfortable as his coach, saying this, that he's an incredible human being. He's just, everybody loves him so much. He's such a great father and great son, and he's been through a lot. And I just think that he's got some peace of mind, in a way, despite the obvious pain that comes along with it.
A little while ago, talking about the structure, a little more structure maybe in the things you do offensively. A little while ago, you mentioned this Terry Stott stuff, maybe on coming out of dead balls. Is that something maybe now you're doing within the flow, that you can do some of that wing stuff as part of a continuity?
Yeah, Terry's stuff allows us to get a little more organized in the half court, off of a dead ball or coming out of a timeout, and then we're really trying to make the transition within a possession more smooth, and so our spacing, getting to the right spots, and then playing two patterns out of those spots. That's what we're working on day after day. And so I'll never be the coach that comes down and calls a play every time. I don't believe in that. But I think there are times that's called for. But how you play, when the play breaks down is very important. The play after the play, and that's where we've had to get more organized and more order to our game, and I'm seeing improvement in that regard.
Steve, looks like Michael McFaul came to practice yesterday. Just how did that come together, and why was it important for your players and the team to hear from him?
Yeah, he's become a friend. I've met him at a couple of events, and former ambassador to Russia, and he's worked in the Obama administration, worked for the National Security Council. Currently running the Research Institute at Stanford, professor there. I mean, we're pretty lucky to have access to a lot of amazing people in the Bay. And I asked him if he'd speak to the team, and he was great. He couldn't have been better. And he brought his son, and they're big Warriors fans, and they watched practice. And our guys were really engaged, asked a lot of questions about what's happening around the world, and it was fantastic. I mean, if we can provide experiences like that for our players, then we've got to take advantage of that, because there's a lot of people like Mike in the Bay Area who are really impressive in their field, and it's nice to be able to have access to them. Thank you.
Hi, y'all. It's Jen Hale, NFL and NBA sideline reporter. And tonight you are watching Bay Area Sports Wrap.